The year is 753 BC, a time of myths and legends. On the banks of the Tiber River, a city is about to rise. Rome, destined for greatness, begins its journey steeped in blood and myth. This is the story of its founding, a tale passed down through generations, a story of twin brothers, divine intervention, and the birth of an empire. Rome's origins are shrouded in mystery, yet the legend of Romulus and Remus is well known. It tells of ambition, of destiny, and the brutal realities of power. It's a story that continues to captivate us centuries later. Romulus and Remus, twin brothers, were never meant to be ordinary. Their story is one of divine lineage and miraculous survival. Their mother, Rhea Silvia, was a Vestal virgin. She was supposed to remain chaste, dedicated to the goddess Vesta. But fate had other plans. Mars, the god of war, saw Rhea Silvia and was captivated. Their union produced the twins. A threat to the throne, Romulus and Remus were abandoned, left to die on the banks of the Tiber. But the river god, Tiberinus, took pity on them. He guided a she-wolf Lupa to the twins. She became their unlikely savior, nurturing them with her milk. The twins were discovered by Faustulus, a shepherd. He and his wife raised Romulus and Remus as their own. As they grew, so did their strength and ambition. They became natural leaders, respected by the shepherds, but their true destinies lay beyond the pastoral life. One day, while tending their flock, the brothers witnessed a spectacular sight. Vultures, majestic and powerful, circled overhead. Romulus saw 12, a clear sign of favor from the gods. He believed this indicated his destiny to found a great city. Remus, however, saw only 6 vultures, casting doubt on his brother's claim. The tale of Romulus and Remus is one of the most dramatic and tragic stories from ancient Rome, intertwining ambition, rivalry, and the brutal quest for power. The disagreement over the vultures ignited a bitter rivalry, symbolic of a deeper conflict for dominance over the future city. Romulus marked the boundaries of his city on Palatine Hill, driven by ambition and vision. Remus, in defiance, jumped over the symbolic furrow, challenging Romulus's authority. Enraged, Romulus struck him down, declaring, "So perish any who leap over my walls." With his brother dead, Romulus became the first king of Rome, his ascent marked by bloodshed. It was a bloody beginning, foreshadowing the city's future, built on sacrifice and conflict. The founding date, April 21st, 753 BC, is celebrated as the birth of one of the greatest civilizations. Romulus, now king, set about building his city. He established a senate, a council of elders, to advise him. This was the foundation of the Roman Republic, a system of government where power was shared, at least in theory. He created a strong military, ensuring Rome's survival in a region fraught with conflict. To populate his city, Romulus offered asylum to fugitives and outcasts. This influx of people, while diverse, created its own set of challenges. How could Romulus maintain order? How could he forge a unified people from such disparate backgrounds? Romulus understood that a strong city needed more than just people. It needed order, laws, and a sense of identity. He established a code of law, laying the groundwork for a just and organized society. These laws were not just rules, but a framework that would guide the citizens in their daily lives, ensuring fairness and justice. He oversaw the construction of walls, fortifying Rome against invaders and establishing its physical presence. These walls were not merely barriers, but symbols of strength and unity. Under Romulus's rule, Rome began to evolve from a refuge for the desperate into a city with a purpose. The seeds of its future greatness were being sown. Romulus also initiated the building of essential infrastructure, such as roads and public buildings, which facilitated trade and communication, further solidifying Rome's foundation. The construction of aqueducts ensured a reliable water supply, showcasing advanced engineering skills. The city was becoming a beacon of civilization, attracting people from all over the region. Societal structures began to take shape with the establishment of forums and marketplaces where citizens could gather, trade, and discuss matters of importance. Cultural developments flourished as well, with the introduction of festivals, religious ceremonies, and public entertainment, fostering a sense of community and shared identity. Rome was not just growing in size, but in complexity and sophistication, laying the groundwork for its future as a dominant power in the ancient world. One of the most famous stories of Romulus's reign is the abduction of the Sabine women. Rome, lacking women, faced a demographic crisis. The city was growing rapidly, but without women, the future of Rome was uncertain. The men of Rome were desperate for wives to ensure the survival and growth of their new city. Romulus devised a plan both cunning and controversial. He knew that the neighboring tribes would not willingly give their daughters to the Romans, so he had to think of a way to bring the women to Rome without causing immediate conflict. He invited the neighboring Sabine tribe to a festival, but during the festivities, Roman men seized the Sabine women, taking them as their wives. The festival, which was supposed to be a celebration of unity and friendship, turned into a scene of chaos and abduction. This act led to war. The Sabine men, outraged by the betrayal, prepared for battle to reclaim their daughters and sisters. The conflict between the Romans and the Sabines was fierce and bloody, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Sabine women, caught between their husbands and their fathers, ultimately intervened to stop the bloodshed. They bravely stepped into the battlefield, risking their lives to bring an end to the violence. They pleaded for peace, reminding both sides that they were now family. The women argued that continued fighting would only lead to more loss and suffering for everyone involved. This act of courage and diplomacy led to the integration of the Sabines into Roman society, further strengthening the city. The Sabine women's intervention not only stopped the war, but also paved the way for a unified and stronger Rome, where both Romans and Sabines could live together in harmony. Romulus ruled Rome for 37 years, shaping its early identity. He established its political structure, its military might, and its social fabric. His influence was profound, laying the groundwork for what would become one of the greatest empires in history. Romulus was not just a king, he was a warrior and a strategist. He organized the Roman legions, creating a disciplined and formidable military force. His leadership in battles expanded Rome's territory and secured its borders. He also established the Senate, a council of elders that advised him and later became a cornerstone of Roman governance. This early political structure allowed for a balance of power and laid the foundation for the Republic. Romulus's social reforms were equally significant. He welcomed refugees and exiles, integrating them into Roman society and fostering a culture of inclusivity and diversity. This helped Rome grow rapidly and become a melting pot of different cultures and ideas. But his reign was not without its shadows. The circumstances of his death remain a mystery. Some say he died in a storm, others that he was assassinated by his own senators. These tales of intrigue and betrayal add to the mystique surrounding his legacy. Regardless of the manner of his death, Romulus ascended to godhood, becoming the deity Quirinus, a guardian of Rome. His legacy lived on, his name forever linked to the city he founded. The spirit of Romulus continued to inspire the Romans, influencing their culture, their values, and their sense of identity for centuries to come. The institutions and traditions he established endured, shaping the Roman Republic and later the Roman Empire. His vision and leadership left an indelible mark on history, ensuring that Rome would be remembered as one of the greatest civilizations of all time. The story of Romulus and Remus is a powerful reminder that even the greatest empires start from humble beginnings. Myths like these are more than just stories, they are the bedrock upon which cultures build their values and beliefs. From these legendary beginnings, Rome would rise to become a dominant force in the ancient world. The city-state grew through a combination of military prowess, strategic alliances, and innovative governance. Its empire would stretch across continents, leaving an indelible mark on law, language, architecture, and Western civilization itself.